Kagak, salut. Sekarang kind
छोड़ के टेबल खींचो नीचे। कसं झालं?
याच्यावर दिसते ना सर. हा जर तुम्ही हे केलं ना, हा तुमच्या इथे पीपीटी टाकून देतो मी, याच्यावर हे दिसते ना आपल्याला. हा तुमचा याच्यामध्ये दिला तुम्ही आउटपुट याचा समजा ह्या ज्या पीसी वर जे चालू आहे ते या स्क्रीनवर दिसणार आहे.
बरोबर.
ठीक आहे. याच्यावर काय चालू आहे दिसणार नाही. याच्यावर काय चालू आहे दिसणार नाही.
हो
बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे हे आपल्याला करता येईल, वाचता येईल. पीपीटी तुम्हाला देऊन देतो.
तसं करता
देऊ
पीपीटी मला रन करता का?
देऊ का?
Within 2-3 minutes now we will start our session. So please be with us, and soon we are starting the first session of our STTP.
कैमरा बंद है सिलेक्ट कर लो कैमरा नहीं सिलेक्ट मत करो कॅमेरा
असतं आहे.
हा ठीक आहे चालू झालं. बरोबर आहे. माईक चालू करा.
व्हिडिओ नाही येणार.
जाऊ दे. चालू झालं. नंतर बघू सेटिंग वेळ लागला. चालू करा तुम्ही. आता वेळ लागला सर वेळ झाला त्याला तुम्ही
Good morning to all. On the behalf of principal and coordinator
of AICT sponsored 1 week short-term training program on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design. Welcome to all participants gathered here. The session schedule for the 30th November to 5th December 2020, the third online session. I welcome personally to the coordinator of STTP, Professor P.V. Khandwe, and I also request to the Khandwe sir for the session of inauguration of STTP. Please, sir.
Dear participants, welcome to this 1 week short-term training program sponsored by AICT. So before commencing of this session, I just want to interact with some of the participants that in chat box you can type yes, so that our audio and video is clear to all, that I will get understood, and then we will proceed with the this STDP. So in the chat box, just please type, few of you. Yes, so thanks to all participants today
here with us. And now we will start with the very wonderful STDP on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design. So here on the behalf of Vidarbha Youth Welfare Society, Professor Ram Meghe, College of Engineering and Management, Badnera, NAC accredited with Grade A Institute. Here we are starting the inaugural session of AICT approved and sponsored 1 week online short-term training program on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design, which is scheduled from 30th November to 5th December. I very heartily welcome to all the participants. Now, actually, this is the third slot of this STDP, and in previous 2 slots, a good response was there, and more than 500 participants from last 2 STDP were taken the advantage of this 1 week STDP on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design. And now today we are here with us with the third slot, And here with the new participants, again, we will still enjoy this technical session of this STDP. So here, Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Badnera is one of the premier institute of engineering in Maharashtra, leading towards the center of excellence in the field of engineering and research. Since its inception in 2009, the institute has emerged as one of the best educational institute in Vidarbha region, receiving the university permanent affiliation and NAAC accreditation with grade A. If you talk about the Department of Civil Engineering, so Department of Civil Engineering has been established in 2009 with an intake capacity of 60 students, which is now increased to 120 students. And the department has well-equipped laboratories with the dedicated efforts of the faculty member. The students have shown their talent and excellence in academic, sports, and in various co-curricular activities at different places by winning the many awards and color codes at the university level and national level. Department organizes special guest lecture and workshop organized by Civil Engineering Student Technical Forum and Indian Concrete Institute Student Chapter for the field knowledge and experience which is imparted to the students through internship to make them aware with the latest construction technologies, testing and consultancy services, and research work. So we are also contributing in the rural development program by undertaking the UG projects under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. The department facilities are for contributing in the institute development by representing them in various academic cell, amenities, buildings and work cell, and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan cell, NSS cell, institute industry interaction cell, and so on. And the main aim of our college is quest for excellence. And to satisfy this aim, so today here we are with this STDP on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design. On the behalf of Vidarbha Youth Welfare Society, this is the society chaired by Honorable Chairman Dr. Nitin Dhande sir, President of Vidarbha Youth Welfare Society. Then Advocate Uday Deshmukh sir, Vice President of the Society. Dr. Hemant Deshmukh sir, Treasurer of the Society. Then Sri Yuvraj Singh Chaudhary, Secretary of the Society, and then other executive members, Sri Shankar Raoji Kade, Sri Nitinji Huse, Sau Ragini Deshmukh, Dr. Vaishali Dhande, Dr. Poonam Chaudhary, and the convener of this STDP, our principal, beloved principal, sir, Dr. MS Ali sir. Now he will be also with us very soon for this inaugural program. And as a head of the Department of Civil Engineering, I am Professor Praveen V. Khandwe, welcomes you to this short-term training program. As you are aware that this session, this STDP will be for 6 days, and there will be 4 sessions on every day. We are trying our best to have additional sessions if possible, if the experts are available to us. And the first session will start at 9:30 every day. And now because of the inaugural session and the participants to get joined, we have started late little bit today. Then after the break, second session will start at 11. Then after the lunch break, the third session will start at 1 p.m. and the fourth session will start at 2:30. And at 3:30, we will end the online session. If there will be some extra session, then that extra session will be continued after 3:30. So the same link for session 4 is used for that session, and that will be also conveyed to you through your WhatsApp group. So there are renowned personalities with us here. So I think you are referred to all the this schedule of this STDP. And with these 2 STDP, it was very nice experience with all our faculty of Department of Civil Engineering, that many participants have taken very enthusiastic interaction with the speaker, and made this STDP very successful. So for this session today, now we will start with this. And today I am with us Mr. Sarang Dhawde. He is assistant professor and the co-coordinator of this STDP. So with the first session, now we will start with the first session on introduction to earthquake resistant design, and then we will proceed for the next session as per our schedule. So at last, I again congratulate all of you to enjoy this STDP, and the same instructions are also there that already I have mailed to you, that attendance is important in the everyday session, and at every day after 4:30 you will be shared one feedback form which will be online Google form that will be shared on the WhatsApp group, and everybody has to submit that feedback form. There will be few 2-3 small objective questions that will be based on the everyday session. So on the all 4 sessions, there will be 2-3-4 questions in the feedback form, and attendance will be also considered with that feedback form also. So I think here you will really enjoy this STDP. And now on the behalf of this first session, I welcome to Professor Sarang Dhawde for this STDP.
व्हिडिओचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे थोडा
कुठे
माझ्या चेहरा दिसणार नाही.
व्हिडिओ
Yes. So now we will start the first session with Professor Sarang Dhavde sir. Sir, you can now start your presentation.
So this is the session for introduction to earthquake engineering. Myself, Sarang Dhavde. I'm assistant professor at Civil Engineering Department at Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Bandera. The key points of the presentation, that is the interior of Earth, then engineering geology of earthquake, plate tectonics features of India, types of faults, and propagation of earthquake waves, seismicity of the world. The interior of the Earth, that is the crust, the upper portion, that is the mantle, then outer core, then inner core. The crust thickness, it is about the 5 to 40 kilometer. The crust consists of the light material, that is the basalt and the granites. The mantle, then thickness is 2900 kilometer. Mantle has the ability to flow. Then next portion is outer core, that is the thickness is 2200 kilometer. The outer core is the liquid. Then the innermost core is about the suppose the radius, this radius is 1290 kilometer. The inner core is the solid and the consist of heavy metal like the nickel and the iron. Then convection currents in the suppose mantle. Convection current develop in the viscous mantle, and because of the prevailing high temperature and the high gradient between the crust and the mantle or core, like the convective flow of water when the heated in a beaker, suppose. So the convection current develop in the mantle and the core. Then plate tectonics. There are so 7 tectonic plates developed due to the earthquake on the Earth surface. That is the Eurasian plate, then Indo-Australian plates, Pacific plates, North American plates, South American and African plates, and Antarctic plates. So 7 to 8 major tectonic plates present on the Earth due to the earthquake. Then these are some major and minor plates discovered from the tectonic plates. So mainly, what are the earthquakes? What do you mean by earthquakes? The shaking or trembling caused by the sudden release of energy, and it is usually associated with the faulting and the breaking of the rocks inside the earth. The earthquakes occur within an earth crust along faults that suddenly release large amount of energy that have built up over a long period of time. The shaking during an earthquake is caused by seismic waves. Some shaking during an earthquake produce the seismic waves. The seismic waves are generated when rock within a crust breaks, producing the tremendous amount of energy. Energy release moves out in all directions as waves, like so it's like the ripples radiating outwards when you drop the pebble in a pond, suppose. Then what is the elastic rebound theory? The rocks bends until the strength of rock is exceeded. the rupture or the crack occurred, and the cracks quickly rebound to an undeformed shape. Energy is released in the wave that they radiate outward from the fault. So in the picture shown the faults and the fence, suppose the original position, then deformation and the rupture and release of energy, and lastly the rock rebound to the original undeformed shape. Then plate boundaries produced by the earthquake, that is the divergent plate boundaries, then transformed plate boundaries, and conversion. So in the pictures, figure number 4, the convergent, this type of boundaries produced, and transforms and divergent boundaries, divergence. So, sorry. It is move forward.
मागे जाण्यासाठी खाली असते. क्लिक केलं तर पुढे जाणार आहे. काय पाहिजे मला ते मॉनिटर आता प्रेरणा करतो. पहिले सगळी ट्रायल घ्यावं त्याची. आता तुमचा वेळ चाललाय पुन्हा.
Then the faults. The faults caused by the blocks of crust pulling apart under the forces of tension are called the normal faults. The entire mountain ranges can form through these processes and are known as the fault blocks mountains. And in normal faults, the hanging wall blocks moves down relative to the footwall blocks. The footwall is the underlying surface of the inclined fault planes. The hanging wall in the foot walls. Now, this is the some normal faults occurred on the mountain. Then faults caused by the blocks of the crust colliding under the force of compression called the reverse faults, and reverse faults are the prevalent features in the continent collisions. And usually there is also accompanying by the folding of the rocks. During the reverse faulting, hanging wall blocks moves upward and relative to the footwall blocks. What are the fault types? That is the types from tension pull and compression causes and shear stress, suppose. So these are the 3 types: tension pulls, compression, and shear. So due to the fault, there is the dip slip faults and the strike slip faults. Then after the fault, there is the folding. During mountain building processes, the rocks can undergo folding as well as the faulting. So sometimes rocks deform ductility, that is particularly if they are subjected to heat and the pressure at elevated temperature. Pressure within the crust fold can form the compressional forces. Entire mountain is like the hold system, suppose. This is the folding. Due to the earthquake, this folding can happen. This mountain is discord, suppose. Earthquake fold and faults we are already covered. When rocks pass from this ductile state to the brittle state during the earthquake, the rocks may break along a surface called fault. The sudden release of stored strain energy causes an earthquake. For example, the dried tree branch is an example of brittle deformation. If you begin to bend and branch, it will only bend to a certain limit or its elastic limit. Once it passes the elastic limit, it will break in the brittle fashion, suppose. Tectonic plates. The tectonics plates location around the world and their correlation to the plates boundaries, and plate boundaries are outlined by the red circles in the picture, which is indicate past earthquake epicenters. Then the movements of the Edgecombe faults during a 1987 base of plenty earthquake offset this section of the this road in the Edgecombe by almost 3 meters. Then this house is about Scott Dunedin Stad fault that opened up during the landslide in 1979. The resident had to abandon it, and eventually the house was destroyed as the land beneath subsides. This is the example of faults. The view is looking north along railroad tracks that were twisted and offset 1.07 meter by the Matunga fault, which is perpendicular to the tracks. This is one of the numerous localities at which the main railroad line between the coastal part of the Puerto Barrios and the city distributed by the faulting. Then here earthquake faulting has caused an offset of rows in the lattice field near the EIS Centro. Such a fault with a purely horizontal displacement to the right as one look across the fault is known as the right lateral stride slip fault. The agriculture industry suffered heavy losses during the damage to the canal, irrigation ditches, and subsurface drain tiles disturbed by the movement along the Imperial Fault. Then the focus and the epicenter of an earthquake. The point within Earth where faulting begin is focus or the hypocenter. Focus or hypocenter, and the point directly above the focus on the surface is the epicenter. So this is the focus and this is the epicenter on the Earth's surface. The earthquake produce the seismic waves, that is the body waves. There is a primary waves, there is a P waves, and secondary waves, that is S waves. So in the figure, the arrival of seismic waves aside the structure, and this is surface waves. Surface waves, there is a body waves within the body of the earthquake, and surface waves. The P waves. Under P waves, the material particle undergo extensional and compressional strain along the direction of energy transmission, but under S waves, the oscillate at right angles to it. And the S waves, P waves are fasted, followed in the sequence by S waves. Loves and S waves have speed of 4.8 km per second and nearly 3 km per second respectively. That is a 4.8 km per second yes, and love waves, that is the 3.0, that is 3 km per second. Yes waves do not travel through the liquid. And then body waves, that is P or primary waves, that is the fastest waves, travel through the solid, liquid, and the gaseous also. Compressional waves, material movement is in the same direction as wave movements. And yes, or secondary waves are slower than the P, that is the primary waves, travel through the solid only. Shear waves moves, that is material perpendicular to the wave movement. This is the secondary waves, perpendicular to the material or the surface. Seismic waves, that is the primary and secondary waves, we already covered. Compressional waves travel in the same direction waves moves, and secondary waves. Then surface waves, that is the Love waves and Rayleigh's waves. Love waves, side wave is the in the horizontal plane and the elliptic in the vertical planes. The love waves cause surface motion similar to that by these S waves, but with no vertical components. And Rayleigh's waves makes the material particle oscillate in an elliptical path in the vertical with horizontal motion along the direction of energy transmission. The surface R and L waves, Rayleigh's and love waves. Surface waves travel just below or along the ground surface. Then slower than body waves, rolling and side to side movement, and especially the damaging to the building surface waves. The body waves, first kind of body waves is the P waves or the primary waves. This is the fastest kind of seismic wave. Then P waves can move through the solid rock and fluids like water or liquid layers of the earth. It pushes or pull the rock, it moves through just like the sound waves push and pull the air. S waves, the second type of body waves is S waves or the secondary wave, which is second waves. Second wave, you feel like earthquake. S waves is slower than the P waves, only move through the solid rock. This is waves rock up, down, or side to side. Rayleigh's waves, named as the John William Lord Rayleigh, who's mathematically predicted existence of the kind of wave in 1885. Rayleigh's waves roll along the ground just like the waves roll across the lake or an ocean. Because it rolls, it moves ground up and down, side to side in the same direction, and the waves is moving. Most of the shaking felt from the earthquake is due to the Rayleigh's waves, which can much larger than the other waves. Love waves, the first kind of surface waves is called as the love waves, named as the A.E.H. Love, or the British mathematician, who work out the mathematical model of this kind of wave in 1911. It is the fastest surface waves and moves ground from side to side. Then the quantification of the earthquake, that is the magnitude and energy and the intensity. Magnitude and its type: local magnitude or the Richter magnitude, body wave magnitude, surface wave magnitude, and seismic moment magnitude. Intensity and the scales. It's a separate scale discovered from 1564 to up to 1964. Measurement of the earthquake. A measuring instrument, that is the seismograph. It is used to measure relatively weak ground motion and record they produce are called seismographs. Oscillographs, it is used to measure the strong ground motion, and the records they produce are called oscillographs. The seismographs record earthquake events. This is the bedrock, and this is the rotating drums and marker, suspended mass, cables. And this is the rotating drum producing the seismographs. Convergent boundaries, focal depth increases along the dipping seismic zone called the Any off zone. This is the seismograph on large picture, suppose. Seismograph, schematic of early seismographs. How is the earthquake epicenter located? The seismic wave behavior, the P waves arrive the first, then the S, and then L and R. So this is the primary, then secondary, Love and Rayleigh. Average speed for all these waves is known, and after an earthquake, the difference in arrival times at the seismograph station can be used to locate the distance from the seismograph to the epicenter. The ground motion, suppose, is the arrival of P, S, and then L and Rayleigh waves. How is the earthquake's epicenter located? The time distance graph showing the average travel times for the P and S waves. Then further away, the seismograph is from the focus of an earthquake, and longer interval between the arrival of the P and S waves. The distance from the focus and the time travel, that is the travel time for the P and S waves. So from this graph, we can plot the epicenter of the earthquake. Three circle method also used for the epicenter. The station A, suppose, of the damaged part, and station B and station C, and this is coincide. This is the blue color coincidentation, and this is the epicenter, suppose. Vertical seismograph and horizontal motion seismograph used for the horizontal motion and vertical motion, and vertical seismograph, suppose. Seismograph paper moves in this direction. This is the seismograph. Largest acceleration on this seismograph, all the that is the Richter scales. The magnitude, we can find out the magnitude of the earthquake. This is the seismograph instruments, and some typical records of the past earthquake. Then past major earthquake in India, that is the event location date, that is the Bhuj, Gujarat. Magnitude is 7.7, major on the Richter scale. Casualties about 20,000. And other earthquakes. Global occurrence of the earthquake, that is the 8 and higher magnitude, major, strong, moderate, light, and very minor. So difference between the magnitude and the intensity. So so magnitude, that is a bright, suppose this is 100-watt bulbs were illuminated at here. So intensity goes on increasing. It is this portion 20 luminescent, dull, it is normal and bright. So intensity, so magnitude here, earthquake of the magnitude of the earthquake is large here, intensity is more, and then reducing at distance. Then modified intensity scale 1 to 12, that is the scale of intensity, that is called as the Mercalli intensity scale. This can be measured, the intensity 12 intensity is measured damaged part, and then goes on 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is the map of seismic zone of India. As per the 1893, after the Bhuj earthquake, the zone it is revised, and zone number 1 is deducted from the map. So only 4 zone is here present. Zone 2, which is the active seismic zone and the moderate, and zone 4 is high seismic zone, and 5 is the highest seismic zone. So this is the present present seismic zone of India. Past earthquake in India. And this is casualties, that is the damages, ground motion, and duration of the shaking, surface rupture, poor building design. Effects at fires, liquefaction, and landslides, fire, and some liquefaction during an earthquake. Ruptures, death, and the building collapses during an earthquake. Some past earthquake magnitude and their intensity and depth. So thank you. Here is the small introduction to the earthquake engineering only.
Thank you, Sarang sir. Now this was just a roundup of the introduction to earthquake engineering. And as we have seen that there are various technological information available about the earthquake. Now to take all this consideration now, as the space is getting limited, now today we are have to consider for that construction of the building for number of floors. So most of the cities now are going with the multi-storied building. And with this multi-storied building, the most important thing is not only the structural design of the building, but we have to design or check the building for earthquake resistant forces. And now in this respect, the various civil engineering codes are there. They are already now revised. And with this new code, the new provisions are there that how to test the earthquake resistant design of the building, and how to evaluate or analyze the various lateral forces and earthquake forces and all other things with the combination.
And that the all these mathematical calculations are so complicated, so they are just not possible with our traditional mathematical methods. And for that purpose, we are actually using now the computer programs, computer softwares. So this STDP is only aimed at for that only, that now today we must be equipped with the or have the knowledge of these various software, so that here in this STDP we are learning the what is the computational intelligence available with the different software, and how this design of building, multi-storied building particularly, then design of bridges and all other different structures is possible with the different software. And our aim is to make that structure earthquake resistant. So in that respect, this STDP has been organized. And with this first session, now this STDP was get started. So just because of some time duration, our principal sir was not available with this inaugural session, but now he is available. And within few seconds, I will start the share the session of the our beloved principal sir, Dr. M.S. Ali sir, and then we will continue with the another session. So I will just share the inaugural talk by our principal sir, Dr. M.S. Ali sir, and then we will proceed for this STDP in the forthcoming sessions.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. M.S. Ali, welcome you to this inaugural session of 1 week faculty development program on computational intelligence with applications to earthquake resistant design. First of all, I wish you all the very best and pray to the Almighty to bestow all the humanity and all of us with prosperity, peace, health and safety. My sincere thanks go to All India Council of Technical Education for providing us an opportunity to run this 1 week FDP online so that maximum people can be benefited and they can utilize their work from home time because of COVID situation, that they will be able to contribute to the development of their knowledge as well as growth with reference to application of computational intelligence in civil engineering, particularly to earthquake resistant design. On behalf of Professor Ram Meghe, College of Engineering and Management, Badnera, I hereby declare that AICT sponsored 1 week online faculty development program starting from 3rd of August 2022, 8th of August 2020 on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design is hereby inaugurated. As you know that we should always try to learn new things and try to grow. So we say we must be lifelong learner. As a teacher, it is our first and foremost responsibility to be the learner all the time. So we as teacher are lifelong learner. Learn, and whatever learning we have done, whatever knowledge we have gained, that must be applied to create further knowledge and dissemination of that knowledge. We learn, we apply the knowledge, and then we prosper. So learn, apply, and prosper. That is LEAP, leap, will lead us to growth, lead us to new knowledge. As the saying goes, we must learn from yesterday, apply today, and prosper tomorrow. So this cycle continues. Learn from yesterday, apply today, prosper tomorrow. So what is today will become yesterday, what is tomorrow will become today, and this cycle continues. And what we should not stop is learning. The most important thing being not to stop learning. So with this as FDP, we'll be definitely learning. As far as my case goes, I will be talking to you, rather I will be sharing my experience with you all 6 days for computational intelligence as such, where I will just introduce you to the concept of computational intelligence, CI. What is the difference between CI and AI, artificial intelligence? Then we'll be talking about one part of computational intelligence known as fuzzy rule-based systems. Then we'll talk about artificial neural network, then AM-based system, then computational intelligence, and fuzzy logic. You became attentive. That's what I wanted. You become attentive that introduction, fuzzy logic, fuzzy rule-based system, ANN-based system, and neuro-fuzzy system will be covering under, I will be covering rather. Other speakers, other dignitaries, they will be speaking on application of computational intelligence to civil engineering, particularly to earthquake resistant design. So computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design, this is the time. Today is a good day to leap forward to learn about application of computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design. What can be the best day than this today, 3rd of August, Raksha Bandhan Day. Day before yesterday we celebrated Eid. So it cannot be better or most auspicious time than this, that we should aspire for learning new knowledge. So with this, I wish you all the very best, and I am very hopeful that this AICT sponsored 1 week online faculty development program on computational intelligence in earthquake resistant design will be very fruitful. I sincerely appeal you to utilize the available knowledge and time to gain insight into computational intelligence and try to apply it into your own area of interest. Thank you. Thank you very much. All the very best.
Dear participants, so here this STDP was get inaugurated. Actually, it was the first slot when we have started this STDP, and now here we are with this third slot of this STDP. So there are a few wonderful sessions are there every day. There will be a hands-on on the software that will be taught by Dr. Vijay Khose and Vaidya sir and all that. So that are the sessions actually as given in the schedule. So in the fourth session every day, we will have the hands-on and how computational intelligence is used for various design. So there we are learning regarding the StatPro and particularly ETAP, how this modeling is done and how the lateral forces are applied and how the earthquake resistance analysis is carried out using this computational intelligence. So here with my whole team of Department of Civil Engineering, with my co-coordinator, Professor Sarang Dhawde. So I again welcome and congratulate you for this STDP. And with this inaugural session and first session, we will stop here for the this session only. And at 11 a.m. again with the new link, we will start our next session. That is again very much interesting session, which is based on the case study. So there we will learn regarding what is the actual need for why we should consider the earthquake resistant design for various structures. So thank you here. If there are some of the few queries or questions from your side regarding this STDP, so just you can share in the chat or with the 2-3 minutes. Now here we will end this session and the next session will be start with the new link at 11 a.m. So thank you everybody from here, and in the chat before ending this meeting you can just type thank you, so that here we will end this session, and then in the next link we will meet again at 11 a.m. I will start the link of the next session 10 minutes before, and exactly at the 11 we will start the presentation of the speaker. Attendance will be now this recorded with the this chat box here. We are also getting that who are the attendees here for the session. Now from all the sessions, the attendance was considered, and for the day attendance, every day we are sharing you the feedback form. So that feedback form is having the your details, and there are few quiz questions, objective questions are there on based on the every session. So 4 session, 4 questions minimum will be there, and that feedback form and attendance form will be only 1 form per day. So that you have to submit after 4:30 every day. So that we will share the link on the WhatsApp group and in the chat box here also, and then accordingly you have to submit the attendance. Remember that this is AICTE sponsored STDP. So whatever the attendance was there, that will be there. All the participants who are showing their attendance at least 80%, they are getting the benefits of the certificate. Because the number of certificates are limited with the participants. We have allowed as much as 250 participants for attending this session. But now with this inaugural session, only few participants I have seen. But in the afternoon session, they will be joining with the session. And then today we will have this wonderful STDP first day. So goodbye and thank you from our side. And now today we will end with this meeting, and then we will just meet at exact 11 a.m. with the new link for this HTTP. So thank you all, dear friends. Goodbye here. Thank you.